Hello YouTube University students, and welcome back to Opa's Garage. And in the garage today, well, unfortunately we're not going to be in the garage today. But on the bright side, I got a new tool. It's the most expensive tool I've ever bought in my life. Let's go see what I got and why I got it. Now it's early October here in northern Indiana, and as you can see, the trees are being blown around by the wind. Usually this time of the year we get some pretty decent storms with a lot of wind. That way the wind can, as you can see in that tree there, it is blowing all the leaves out of the trees. I've got lots of trees around my property. Like this tree here, that as you can see, it's had some trimming done to it, and the reason that it had some trimming done to it is that shed right there used to have a roof, and it used to have 4 sides to it. Now it has 3 sides to it, and that's because some of the limbs that came out of that tree ended up falling onto that shed, and I paid somebody to come out and trim that down. Yes, there's a reason why I had them leave it the way it is. Now out here in my front yard, I've got this tree that's right next to a little fenced in area that we call the playpen that is for our dogs. And back when that storm that took out the shed in the backyard came through, it also took out some limbs out of this tree that fell on that fence, and so I ended up having that same tree company do some trimming in this tree. There was also a limb that came off of right there that went across the road and was just about to touch that transformer. And when I called the local power company and told them about it, they said that they weren't going to worry about it unless the storm actually did take out that limb and did take out the transformer, and then they would worry about it. But they weren't going to worry about something that might or might not happen. But yeah, when I had that tree trimming company come out, they did some trimming in this tree, did a little bit of trimming in that tree in the backyard, and that cost me about $2,500. And then right here at the corner of my house, I have this great big tree that's about 80 foot tall. And as you can see, there's a limb that here recently we had a little storm and it busted that limb, and it's just kind of dangling there waiting for another breeze to come along and blow it out of the tree and drop it onto the roof. But that storm that knocked that limb out that didn't come all the way down also knocked that limb out that did come all the way down. In fact, you can see right there is where it busted out of the tree from. It came down, it wedged itself in between all those trunks, and it managed to take out the gutter. Thankfully, that's all it did, was just rip part of the gutter off of the porch area. But when I had that tree trimming company out here to trim those trees, I asked the guy how much it would cost to take this tree down that's right here next to my house, and he gave me a price of $6,000 to take this tree down. And then I have a huge tree in my backyard that, as you can see, I'm standing right next to the corner of my garage, and I'm standing right next to my house. So that tree right there is also definitely tall enough to take out my garage, my pole barn, or my house. So what's the solution if I don't want to spend probably $20,000 to have all these trees trimmed out to where I don't have to worry about them damaging my house, damaging power lines, damaging my shop, or just damaging my property in general? So without any further delay, let's see the tool that I bought to solve this problem of all these trees that are around my property that are endangering my property and my neighbors' properties and the power lines in our neighborhood. That right there is a 2005 International 7400 bucket truck with a 65-foot maximum reach. And I do believe that that's going to be the solution to my problem. Now granted, it cost me more than $6,000, which is what it would have cost me to take out that one tree at the corner of my house. But it also cost me less than the $20,000 that it probably would have cost me to actually have all the trees on my property that are endangering my property, my neighbors' properties, the power lines around our neighborhood. So to me, this tool was well worth the money. Now people are like, oh, this is a truck. No, this is a tool. This is something that you use to get a job done, and in my eyes, it's a tool. And the nice thing is after I'm done using this tool, I will be able to sell it and recoup some, if not all, of my money that I spent on it, and it will save me quite a bit of money by doing the work myself. The downside, I'm not real fond of heights. So we'll see how this goes.